All right, so today I want to speak on a topic that it's at least mentioned and kind of, I guess you can say, wondered about by some. We sometimes see narcissists in situations where it appears like things are working really well, right? And I want to mention about one dynamic that narcissists somehow really flourish in when they're with a new supply, and why that can be successful for them, right? If they happen to find it. And that relationship dynamic is between a narcissist and a codependent. And it is often a powerful, albeit toxic, bond, right? It's a toxic bond, but it is a powerful one nonetheless, at least. And it can last for years. To understand why, it's critical to delve into their psychological profiles, like both of them, and how they complement each other's unmet needs, and why their dysfunctional patterns keep them entangled, right? So when we look into it, right, you have to understand a codependent's mindset. So codependents often thrive off their sense of self-worth from taking care of others, right? A lot of people have codependent tendencies and they're not familiar with those tendencies that they have, right? A lot of codependents want to be the nurturer. They want to be the equalizer, making things pan out to be fair and all these things, right? And they tend to prioritize others' needs over their own. And they're frequently sacrificing their emotional well-being for the sake of maintaining relationships, specifically, right? So a lot of codependents fear abandonment. They fear rejection as well, right? And they have a tendency to overgive or over accommodate, overextending themselves, right? They go overboard with these things. And they find it difficult to set boundaries. These are the traits of like codependence, which makes the perfect match, the perfect ingredient to matching with a narcissist. And why are codependents narcissists' favorite supply? It's the complementary nature of their traits. You see, the narcissist's need for validation meets the codependent's need to be needed. Narcissists thrive on admiration and attention, and codependents feel fulfilled when they can fix or save someone, providing endless emotional labor. Right? So the narcissist is going to exploit this. They're going to exploit it. And, and codependents are going to keep giving. Narcissists are skilled at exploiting others, right? Especially getting empathy and having a willing participant. So they know how to pick those types of people out. Codependents, with their at least desire to feel valued, they're willing to give excessively and often to their own detriment. Right? And I want to go back to the thing where I said codependents have that dying need, that heavy, strong desire, need to fix or save, right? They can't help themselves. They feel like they have to be the one, the rescue. That behavior, and it's a lot of this is deeply embedded in their subconscious too. They're not even realizing that they're being manipulated by those very same behaviors. They're not going to see it that way because it relieves them to be able to be used. Right? They have no problem with being used, with being ultimately exploited. Of course, they don't want that. They don't want it to be all for nothing. But this is where the narcissist manipulation really takes center stage to keep perpetuating this unhealthy dynamic. The narcissist control and the codependence compliance is a big reason why they stay so together and mesh so well. Narcissists exert control to feel powerful and avoid feeling vulnerable, while codependents often comply to avoid conflict and maintain the relationship that they have. And all of this is feeding the narcissist's sense of dominance. It's like a glove, the right type of glove. It's like custom tailored clothes. You can always tell when something is custom tailored because it was tailored to fit you, to fit your body, right? Which it's gonna look well on you because it was customized to fit just exclusively you. This is how narcissists and codependent relationships, that toxic transaction is, right? So the emotional manipulation and reinforcement that the narcissist, gets, right? They use these tactics like the love bombing, gaslighting, and the intermittent reinforcements, which is periodic praise or affection sprinkled here and there to keep the codependent hooked. The codependent becomes hooked, addicted to the narcissist. And the codependent's desperate need for approval tend to cling to these rare moments of validation, ignoring all of the toxic behaviors between the two of them. They will overlook all sorts of toxic things that is going on within their situation because they get that rush also. There's no one that can quite make a codependent feel as high, right? For lack of words, they know how to make them feel at this heightened sense of self-worth, at least, of worthiness, at least. Where a normal individual may push off the codependent because it's like, wait, you're doing too much. You're trying too much. Wait, you're overdoing it. The codependent doesn't want to hear that. They'll respond better to, you're not doing enough. You could do more. The codependent responds well to those type of things, which the narcissist does, extremely well. And this is why they tend to gravitate towards narcissistic individuals. All right. And when I say that the codependent becomes addicted to the highs of the narcissist's approval, making it hard to break free from a narcissist. And see, the fear of abandonment that the narcissist creates in the codependent of losing them strikes fear into the codependent, because now they're looking at, they don't want to be alone, they don't want to be rejected, so they tolerate the mistreatment to preserve what they believe is a relationship. So the narcissist just reinforce the roles, and over time the dynamic becomes entrenched. The narcissist remains the taker and the controller, and the codependent remains the giver and the fixer. Both parties feel safe in these familiar roles, even though they are harmful, right? So the illusion that the narcissist will create is progress. They're very good at creating the illusion of progress. And codependents often believe that they can change or heal the narcissist. Narcissists give false hope, right? That they're changing to maintain the supply, creating a perpetual loop. So the only way of breaking this cycle, which is, again, I said, is very powerful, both individuals would have to be able to recognize the unhealthy dynamic. That's not going to happen from neither one of them, though, because oftentimes neither one can see what they're doing is unhealthy, because the narcissist is going to look at, well, why would they keep doing for me if it was bad? And the codependent is like, well, I'm doing for them. I feel purposeful now. And to feel purposeful for the codependent is very, very powerful. To feel like they have a purpose that is much needed. So, oftentimes at the end of it all, the narcissist gets too extreme with the taking to where they end up, either physically hurting the codependent or just flat out pushing them away for another one. They get bored with that particular codependent supply. Not that they did them anything wrong. They just got bored with them. And ultimately it comes to an end. But I will say they are capable of lasting years, which a normal person would get tired of a lot sooner. With a codependent, these can last for years. They can go on for many years at a time and almost seem functioning, because each one is filling in the gaps, filling in the needs of the other. So in a weird way, they actually compromise with each other a lot more, because it's that perfect mix. It's that perfect mixture. Anyway, that's all I have to say on this particular message. If you felt it helped, that resonated with you, and maybe you're a codependent, you want to get coaching or anything like that, just reach out. Click the link in the description box. Shoot me an email. I'll get you information on times and availability. Till next time,